The kingdom of Obudu was large and rich. Its rivers were wide, its farmlands green, and its people full of joy. At the center of it all stood the great palace, ruled by King Akpudo, a man known for his wisdom and strength. He had 7 wives, each chosen from noble families across the land. But there was one problem. For many years, none of the wives gave him a son. The palace was filled with beauty, music, and wealth, yet the sound of a child's cry never echoed in its walls. Every year, the king prayed to the gods, offering sacrifices of goats and rams, begging for a child to carry his name. The first wife, Adaku, was proud and powerful among the women. She was the oldest, the one who managed the affairs of the palace. But though she had tried many herbs, consulted healers, and fasted at shrines, no child ever came from her womb. This became her secret wound, one that burned each time she saw the younger wives. The people of the kingdom began to whisper. "A palace without a son is like a tree without roots," they said. The king tried to hide his sadness, but deep inside he feared his throne would be empty after his death. Adaku feared something else. She feared losing her place as the most respected wife if another woman gave birth before her. Her heart, though silent, was heavy with envy. Among the 7 wives, the youngest was Ugochi. She was gentle, quiet, and not often noticed. She came from a small family and was treated as the least important among the king's women. She rarely spoke in the women's meetings and mostly stayed in her corner, attending to her small garden and singing softly to herself. But one season, when the rains had just ended, Ugochi fell sick. The palace physician, after checking her, smiled and bowed before the king. "Great one, this woman carries a child in her womb," he said. The news spread like wildfire. The palace exploded with joy and the king's face shone with pride for the first time in many years. Months passed, and Ugochi's stomach grew round. The other wives pretended to rejoice with her, but in secret, jealousy filled their eyes. None felt it more than Adaku, the first wife. Her heart was pierced like a thorn every time she saw Ugochi being cared for by the king's servants. Finally, on a cool night, the sound everyone had longed to hear filled the palace. The cry of a newborn baby. A boy had been born, strong and healthy. The king named him Oganedo, meaning the one who brings light. The entire kingdom rejoiced. Drums beat in the marketplace, dancers filled the streets, and the king slaughtered 3 cows in thanksgiving. But while the people celebrated, Adaku's eyes burned with fire. She had been waiting for this day, and now it had come. She felt as if her whole life had been stolen from her.